Yo, 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 yo.
What's
Go old Tiger.
going on, man?
Nothing much, nothing much. Good old Monday.
Them
Week up.
behind the scene bloopers, man.
Oh yeah, always, man. Always. Brick the bottle. Ain't no edits. We straight through. Straight through, straight through. But yeah, today we wanted to not dive deep, deep, but kind of just scratch the surface with Sui. Um for those that don't know, Sui is one of our coins with DCA and in. For the next 4 years at least. And we just wanted to just cover, some of the excuse me, some of the coins underneath it. Um,
And just for people who not familiar with it, when I did a little research on it, I guess the textbook, it's a blockchain platform designed to support high performance, scalable, and secure decentralized applications, which is also called dApps, D capital APPS, and digital assets. It's actually built by, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Miston Labs, Mysten, and that's actually a team of former Meta or Facebook engineers. I didn't know that prior to looking it up. And they use, programming language to push boundaries of blockchain efficiency. So, to be some engineers from Facebook, they had to be very, very intelligent to, to be hired over there. I would assume it won't no slouches.
yeah, that's a fact. And with Sui, I think we first heard about Sui. I guess it probably was, what would you say, maybe I know
2024, you heard
last
about it before
year.
me.
Yeah, it was maybe, what do you think? I'm trying to, I'm not sure. Because
I
I know
start.
it was well under $2 for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I started DCA and Sui in August
Okay.
of
Okay.
24.
Okay. So say late spring probably was probably the first time probably I heard of it. And
Really?
yeah, because I remember I saw some guys talking about it and it was, man, I think Sui might have been at like a quarter or something crazy. But yeah, Sui is a protocol like it's comparable to, it's same as Solana, Ethereum, Cardano,
Really?
all of
Yeah.
that. But at the time, Sui was so small. Like right now, Sui is the 11th biggest coin market cap wise. But back then in the spring of last year, like Sui, like right now it's at was like what 12? Yeah, like 12 million market cap. I mean billion, excuse me, 12
Mhm.
billion market cap. But last spring we heard about it, like it was ain't no telling how low it was then, but it's definitely here now for sure. Like I remember back then, was like Blub and a couple other memes were some of the ones. Hippo, yeah, Hippo, Blub. Um, trying to think some of the other ones
Some
that was.
smaller ones I know like Suimon,
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
uh
Suleiman and
Susie.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Um,
I remember Axel.
yeah.
Axel, was one of the ones that was on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but our thought process on it is why we picked it though. One of the reasons, like, if you've been following, like with, the current administration pushing crypto, it's, they're more so pushing American based crypto companies and Sui falls under that. And so that's kind of, and if you've been keeping up with Solana over the years, a lot of the coins under Solana's ecosystem, like they did numbers, So if you believe in Sui, you could kind of, like I said, ain't financial advice, but you could get some of these plays underneath Sui. You could potentially outperform Sui.
So what? So under Solana, you got stuff like Bonk, right?
Yeah, you got Bonk and
Oh, a
Mick
lot of them. I know
memes.
we'll
Yeah,
probably do a video on that, but
exactly.
just to give an idea to people, like, well, with what you said as far as stuff that like went crazy under Solana. Just think about, Bonk, for example.
Mhm.
Um,
Right. And with Sui, I say this though, with Sui, of course, not being as big as Solana, a lot of these memes like that, we're gonna just touch the surface with them. A lot of them you have to download the Sui wallet, which is what is it now? Was it
it's
Slush?
not slushy. It's
Slush, something like that.
slush, excuse me.
Slush.
Slush. I said slushy.
Yeah. So a lot of these memes, because like Sui has a lot of memes under 1 million market cap. So if you don't really fully understand that, Sui is at over 12 billion market cap. A lot of these memes are under 1 million with an M
Hmm.
market cap. So it just show you just how small they are.
Like Suimon, for example, I saw where it was picking up steam. I think it was like up 130 some percent when I looked at it yesterday, actually, in the last 24 hours, uh,
Mhm.
and I think it got roughly a $500,000 market cap, so not even a million.
Yeah.
To tell you how small that is.
Yeah. And see them the smaller coins like that are dangerous. Like you just think about it, like if a coin has like a 100,000 market cap, right? And if somebody got 50 grand and, I mean, it's going to fall 50%, just to kind of just think about it, just simple math. Them coins dangerous.
Mhm.
You can make a lot, but they also can go to zero, literally,
Quick.
you know. And to get, a lot of these smaller coins, you can't get these on Coinbase, your
Hmm.
Robinhoods. You have to go through the wallet. We were talking about the Slush or Sui,
Hmm.
Slush wallet. Then you have to connect on to the protocols under Sui, which you got Deep Book, you got Cetus,
Navi token.
yeah, Navi. And one I've never even used Walrus. I've used all of those, but I've never used Walrus. Um, but that's a big protocol under Sui, and you can go on there and you can swap from. You have to have Sui though. You start
Hmm.
out with Sui, and you can swap your Sui under one of these protocols for one of the memes or some other smaller coin you may want to get under Sui.
Turbo's one too, ain't it? I believe Turbo's.
Yeah, Turbos. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
Turbos is under. Yeah, that is one of the protocols under Sui.
Hmm.
And we'll do a quick little screen share just to kind of show just a couple of the. I know most people super interested in memes, just to show some of the memes under Sui.
Hey, get rich quick, get broke quick.
Exactly.
Not financial advice.
Yeah. So this is these are all Sui memes you see, and I just went on. This is on CoinGecko.
Hmm.
It's comparable to Coin Market Cap, which what we
Hmm.
generally use. But CoinGecko, to me, they have their category section is better to me. But yeah, so these is a list of the Sui memes, and they're sorted by market cap. So you look, a meme called MIU is the largest meme under Sui. What's funny about that is, you know, when we were buying memes and stuff under Sui, like this wasn't even a
Mm-mm.
that wasn't even a thing. Now, I
Nope.
mean, either it's new, brand new, or either it was just such a small market cap. Um, but yeah, so this is the largest meme under Sui. So if you are,
And look at that market cap.
what's it, what, 104 million? So yeah, so if you look, uh, okay, trading volume, circulating supply. Look at that circulating supply. Like it be so many coins out there, but yeah, so it's up 77% on the month. But but yeah, like we said, this isn't financial advice. It's just showing, if you want to kind of, it's risky. These are definitely risky.
100%.
Yeah. Got lo-fi, familiar with lo-fi.
Hippo, like you mentioned already.
Hippo,
Blub and Fud.
yeah, toilet, toilet dust.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, toilet dust. That is hilarious.
I don't think that one was up there last time.
Uh-uh. Oh, yes.
B-
Mm-mm.
before everything started running either. I don't recall toilet dust, the
Uh-uh.
tardy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do remember the AAA cat.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a triple, of course, Sonic. Pumpkin, not familiar with that one either, but if you look, all of these are over 1 million. See, the top one is 100 million, and this one right here is 1 million. But if you sort it the opposite way, you'll kind of see how small these coins are. Like this one is actually 7,000 market cap. That's it.
No, am I tripping?
10,000.
What the world going on with Axel
Eh, eh, I don't know why his market cap isn't showing. There's no way Axel is
under 7,000?
yeah, it's not possible.
It's
Something
just
happened.
not showing.
Okay. Axel has recently migrated. Okay, so it's under new contract,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
probably just not updated. So yeah, I about to say ain't no way.
No, because it was one of the top. It was in the top five on the
Yeah, for sure.
suicide.
Yeah. But yeah, it just show you like with these smaller ones, like you say, you get rich quick, get broke fast, but you think these little small coins, little 10, 20,000 market cap, you know, some whale come in and throw 100,000 in. I mean, it's a 5X. It's gonna, fly up.
As
But
soon as it fly up, though, they can pull theirs right out.
for sure, for sure. But yeah,
That's the
that's
thing about when they that small like that, it can be manipulated so easily.
yeah, you're right. It's definitely risky for sure.
Hmm.
But like I said, we just were thinking with Sui, especially if you saw how Solana did last cycle into this cycle, thinking Sui could possibly be Solana 2.0, possibly.
Hmm.
And if so, then you look at what Radium, Jupiter, you look what they did, their protocol. You look what they did under Solana. Possibly your Cetus, your Deep Book, Nat, they may do something similar to that between
Hmm.
now and next cycle. So you can get in them now. Wouldn't put a lot in them, but hey, the reward could possibly outweigh the risk. Really
And it's
believe.
still early adoption too for SUI itself. You know, if you
Mhm.
didn't even want to be as risky as you see us doing with our DCA portfolio, you don't see us with any of those memes that we just mentioned, but you do see us with SUI. SUI is still early in its adoption. You know, I think it was just created in 2023. I know they're gonna be big on like the gaming side too. I believe they like that's one of their focal points as well, is like on the gaming side. Of course, you know, NFTs, they even though they tank real bad across the board, I think that's gonna be one of their focal points. But right now the price is low. You think if Solana was back at like $3 or so, I think in 2020 Solana was like $3 and something. And now look at Solana. So you know, like we mentioned, of course, it ain't financial advice, but with Solana being $3, it's something. And then now it went all the way up to like 260 something and then came back down in the bear of last cycle. So like 2022, 2023. And now we back in 25 and it just shot back up. It went up to like 290 and come back down. You know, if we think it like we said, we look at Sui like Solana 2.0. We really, I mean, I speak for self and we had this conversation all the time. Feel like
Mhm.
Solana can replace Ethereum, you know, the high gas fees with Ethereum and etc. Now, a whole lot of people argue that, you know, it's a whole lot of people that's like, nah, Ethereum is the silver, whereas Bitcoin is the digital gold. Ethereum ain't going nowhere. You know, depends on who you ask, depends on what they're gonna say. I personally think, you know, Solana, you know, is gonna eventually take Ethereum and then Sui. It's right there. You know, maybe go where Solana at. But of course, this ain't financial advice, and it's still the wild, wild west out here. So
Mhm.
that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, and what you were saying, as far as Sui and Solana, you know, for those that may have the same belief, about it possibly being Solana 2.0, just quick math. So Sui is at 12 billion. Currently, Solana's at 86 billion. So, I mean, you talking about a 12 down 7 is 84. So you talking about a 7x, for Sui to get where Solana is currently. So, if it just gets where Solana is, you talking about a 7x from here. Now, if Sui does that, I can't guarantee, but I'm gonna say a 95% chance if Sui 7x from here, them memes and stuff we named, oh, they doing 20 and 30 X's. Like no question. No question. They doing 20, 30 X's if Sui, do a 7X from here, you know. Which it may sound crazy, but like we saw how Solana did last cycle. Like, I mean, it was that's why I said if we get an alt season this year, y'all will see it. I mean, this cycle, if we get an alt season like we did last cycle, like that jump was crazy.
It
So,
was.
literally, one day it was up 40%, next day 70%, next day 60. Like it was just crazy, and it was like, man, I don't want to jump in because you think it's gonna turn around. Man, that jump just kept boom, 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 boom. Now, and Sweden already had a run like that this cycle,
Mhm.
So I
Hit
mean,
the $5.
yeah,
From
you
like
know,
you said, you saw it at like a quarter. So
yeah,
do the numbers on that. From 25 cents to $5.
yeah. So, you know, but if it get to where Solana, like I said, the stuff in the ecosystem we named, whether it's the memes, the protocols, and they gonna do numbers. They gonna do numbers. But yeah, we just wanted to do a video, just kind of just doing a quick, we just touched the surface. We didn't do a deep dive on it, on just, Sui's ecosystem and some potential plays under Sui that you could possibly, get in. But like we
Mhm.
say, small percentage, like, put it like this. If you got, say, $1,000 in Sui, you shouldn't have more than $100 in in some of the other ones. You shouldn't have 1,000 in Sui and then 5,000 in Lo-Fi. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't financial advice, but I'm just my opinion.
Hey,
Sure.
Lord, no.
Yeah, I know it was, and a lot of people gonna do that. And hey, it's your money, do what you want to do. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't go because you got to realize Sui has a good chance of being around next cycle. Because you got to think some of this stuff we don't know. We might go to crypto one the next month, so you'll be forced either you sell at a big loss or you'll be forced to hold to 2028, 29.
Mhm.
And Sui, in my opinion, will be back. So you'll be good with Sui. But some of these memes and stuff we named, the majority of them ain't gonna be back. So
Mhm.
just trade cautiously with these.
Hey, because you saw a lot of the ones we named, they won't a few of the ones we named, they weren't talked about, last fall. And
Hmm.
then some of the ones that we familiar with, I didn't just see when you pulled them up.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. Or Sulama. I don't know where none of that
Stewie
stuff.
Monster,
Yeah. I don't know where none of that stuff is. So it's like, hey,
Sujak.
yeah. Like I say, like I said, it's kind of what they call the degens. It's kind of degen and getting these, but there's nothing wrong with it. But like I said, I would just, control your position size. Just don't go too heavy. Like I said, you shouldn't have more in these memes than you do the actual protocol
Mhm.
or Bitcoin itself for that matter. You know, these should be smaller. Treat them like, look, if you understand, look at them as penny stock. You ain't gonna put no whole big bunch of money in a penny stock. But yeah. Yeah, anything else you want to add to the old Suey?
I just say do your own research.
Yeah.
Do your own research. It's all risky. Investing and not investing. So do your own research. You know, I echo what you said as far as if you got $1,000 in SUI, you don't want to have over 10% in something else. You
Exactly.
risky. That's high risk.
Yeah.
High risk. Man, there's some high risk people out here now,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
but just know that risky, man.
Yeah. You got that right. Well, yeah, I don't really have much to add either outside of, like you said, do your own research. We just wanted to tell people Sui could potentially be Solana 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
So look at Sui's ecosystem. Use the stuff we taught you. Go on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, type in Sui's ecosystem and look at some of that stuff. Like I said, just put a couple dollars in them.
Mm-hmm.
If they take off, hey, it could be something. Just don't put nothing in you can't afford to lose, is basically what we're saying.
It's ain't financial advice.
Mhm. Sir.
But yeah, outside of that, shoot. If you made it this far, what you be saying? Like, share, subscribe, man.
A comment. Look, if you feel like, hey, if you feel like Sui ain't it, let us know. Or if there's another protocol you want us to cover, put it in the comments and let us know.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do more of these type of videos, just talking about different stuff and different protocols ecosystem.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
We out. Sui.
Tiger Sats out, man.